Okay, let's continue. Now, we are going to see how to construct triangles. In fact, we've done all the work from the previous slides. We know how to bisect a line. You know how to bisect an angle. You know how to construct the various angles. So this time we are going to put all those together to get our triangle. Now we have conditions under which a triangle can be constructed. So let's look at some of those conditions. 1, we can get a triangle, or we can construct a triangle when we know all the 3 sides. In other words, when the dimension of all the 3 sides are given. We can use our compass and then the straight edge, the ruler, to get our triangle. Secondly, when we know 2 sides, or we are given 2 sides and the angle between that side, the given size, we can also get our triangle. And last but not the least, if you know 2 angles and a line, we can also get our triangle. In fact, the first one where we have 3 sides, you will see it SSS. Then the second, when we have 2 sides, you will see SSA. And then the last one is AAS. Now, what is the other important thing when you are constructing triangles? It's always important to have a rough sketch. Please, it is always important to have a rough sketch so that it will give you the idea of the kind of the figure you are going to draw. At times, students will be drawing angles and you will see that they have to erase it. Why do they do that? Because they didn't sketch. If you don't get a rough sketch, you waste time and then it will go against you. So please, always try to sketch it and see the nature before you start. Now let's look at when we have all the 3 sides, or when we know all the 3 sides, what do we do to construct such a triangle? Let's assume I have been given this size. Side AB is equals to, say, 5 centimeters. B is equals to, let's say, 4.5. And then AC is equals to 6 centimeters. So here is an example where all the 3 sides of the triangle are known. Now, how do we do it? We are using the ruler and then the compass. So let's see. Now, the first line segment given is 5 centimeters AB. So you take your ruler, you measure your 5 centimeters. To be very sure it's 5 centimeters, you can use the compass. I've drawn the line. I'm taking my 5 centimeters measurement from the compass. Yeah, I've taken it. So I'm starting from this point. That is my A. So I put the 5 centimeters on point A. Describe this one to get my point B, which is 5 centimeters. So I've gotten the first line segment. Now the second one is BC, which is 4.5 centimeters. So I'll take my compass And then measure 4.5 from the ruler. 4.5. So this is the 4.5 measurement from the ruler. Now it is saying BC. But here I have only A and B. So if it is BC, it means that I have to put the compass on B. Now, from where the compass is, I can even draw a circle. From that point to any part of that circle is 4.5 centimeters. But I know, that is why I said the sketching is very, very important. If I sketch it, you know it will be somewhere here. So what you do is that you describe a very big arc. As I said, always in construction, the first arc, you must let it be as big as possible. You will not be penalized for drawing big arcs. We even like that, those ones. So what it means is that from point A to any point on this line is 4.5 centimeters. But we don't know where the C will be. And remember that we are dealing with triangle. And we have been given the other side too. So let's construct the other side and see. The other side is also AC, which is 6 centimeters. So I've taken my 6 centimeters measure with my compass. So it is saying AC. So let me put my compass on A because I don't know where the C is. Now I'm going to draw another arc. Where this arc will meet the first arc is where I'm going to have my C. That is point C. Good. So the two arcs are meeting at this point. So definitely this point is C, because from this point to this point is 6 centimeters. From this point to this point is 4.5 centimeters. So what do I do next? All what I do is to join C to B and then C to A to get the required triangle. Good. Then I join this one. Now when you finish, please don't just leave it like this. You were given dimensions, so please label everything. Write the dimension beside. So here is 4.5 centimeters. This is 6 centimeters. So that is how to construct a triangle when you know all the 3 sides. That is how when you know all the 3 sides. Now let's continue with the others. As I said, when I know one side and then 2 angles I can construct my triangle. If I know 2 sides and an angle, I can also construct my triangle. So the angle should be between the 2 sides. So let's look at the second case. So we are going to look at where we know 2 sides. That is side angle. I know 2 sides and then the angle between them. So let's take an example. Assuming we are going to construct triangle XYZ, and we know XY and then we know YX. For example, triangle XYZ, where angle XY, let's begin with the side. We know XY to be, anything, let's say 6 centimeters. XY has been given, and let's assume that we have angle XY YZ to be 60 degrees, and let's say we know we are talking about two sides, X, Z is 7 centimeters. So this is what we have. Now we are going to look at how to get this triangle. So first, let's draw the line XY. You measure the line XY. So that is line XY, and we say it is 6 centimeters. Line XY is 6 centimeters. Now, what do we do again? Let's go ahead and measure, construct angle 60. Now, take note that when we write XYZ like this, the angle is always on the middle letter. So if I have angle ABC, it means that the angle should be on B. If I have angle PSY, the angle should be on Y. So you take note of that. Always the angle is at the letter in the middle. So here we have angle XYZ, meaning that the angle 60 is on Y. So let's construct 60 on Y. We know how to construct 60 already, so let's just try to go by. So we have an arc like this, then I'll come and put my compass here, construct another one. So I've gotten my 60. This is my 60 degrees. Oh shit. Good. So this is my angle 60 degrees. So I've gotten my XY to be 6 centimeters. The angle XYZ can be on this line, but we don't know where it should be. So what do we do? So it is always advisable in this example that you extend, let me clean this, you extend this line as long as possible because you don't know where it will be. Now we are going to get our last side, which is XZ. And we've been told XZ is 7 centimeters. So I'll measure the 7 centimeters from the ruler. Put my compass at X and draw an arc. Wherever that arc meets with the line, then we have our Z over there. So we have good. So this is where our Z is. So we have X, Y, and then Z. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. But we know XZ to be 7 centimeters. We know here to be 6 centimeters. We know here. That is how it is done. After this, if you are asked to find the perimeter, what are you going to do? So that is how you can construct a triangle when two sides are known, and then the angle between them is also known. Let's move on to the last case, where we have we know two angles and a side. Good. We know two angles and a side. Good. So here, the two sides of the triangle will be given to you. The two sides, one side and then two angles of the triangle will be given to you. So let's pick any triangle. Let's assume that we are constructing triangle PQR, where PQ is equal to, let's say, 7 centimeters, a side which is given, and then angle PQR is equal to 45 degrees, and angle RPQ is equal to, let's say, 60 degrees. So with this, we know our baseline PQ, and we know two angles on it. So as we did for the first one, let's draw our line segment. P and Q, PQ, which is 7 centimeters. You measure it with a ruler, 7 centimeters. Now, what are we going to do? As I said, when I have PQR, it means that the 45 is constructed on point Q. If I have RPQ, it means that the 60 is on point P. So what it means here is that we are going to construct angle 45 on point Q and then construct angle 60 on point P. Now, constructing angle 45, as we know, we need to get angle 90. So quickly, let's go over that. We are getting our angle 90 before we bisect it to get the 45. Good. So that is our angle 90. Let's quickly bisect the 90 to get the 45. So this is 55. Let's join them. Good. As I said, always the first line to be drawn, let it be as long as possible. So we have our angle 45 degrees here. We are also going to construct 60 degrees on P, as we have over here. So this is P. Constructing 60 degrees, I have this, and then this. So I'm going to join this one to this one. Yeah. So you've seen that this angle, this is the one of the rear of the angle, this is one of the left. So they are meeting here. So their meeting point is, that is PQ. So our R is up there. R is up there. So when we finish, we are constructing triangle. So we've gotten our point R over there. And what is the size of angle P? That is RPQ is 60 degrees. So that is how you can construct a triangle when you know two angles and a side. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and you continue searching. Go through other materials too, so that you have you have the concept clear. For any further this thing, you know what to do. Bye-bye.